Hey guys! I hope you're doing well. I miss you all. Anyway, Senora Skipper asked if I could just record a short video that talked a little bit about my Camino experience and what it was like. I heard you guys are watching the way in class right now, which is awesome. I wish I could be there with you guys. But yeah, so I'll just tell you a little bit about my own experience, and I'm sure if you were to ask somebody else, it would be a totally different answer, because every Camino is so different, I think, for every single person. For me, it was beautiful, and it was also really hard. Someone told me once that when you walk the Camino, there are always 3 stages. There's the first stage, which is like the physical stage of the Camino, and then the second stage, which is like the mental stage of the Camino, and the third stage, which is the spiritual stage of the Camino. And that really stuck with me because my experience was definitely just like that. There was the physical stage, the mental stage, and the spiritual stage. So I'll just kind of briefly tell you guys a little bit about what it was like to walk the Camino. So the first part of the Camino was really hard because it was very physically challenging. I was nowhere near prepared to walk the Camino. I did not really train. I hadn't broken in my shoes as much as I should. So it kind of took me by surprise, because when you walk the Camino, you are walking 12 to 18 miles a day, and my Camino took 31 days total. And that is a pretty hard thing to do. At least it was for me. I had a lot of blisters. It was hard to sleep at night because, you're sleeping in an albergue, which, has either, anywhere from like 150 people all the way, to like 3 or 4 people. So you never knew what kind of sleeping situation you were going to have. You're tired, you're exhausted. You're just physically really worn out. And that lasted the whole Camino. But I would say, especially the first 7 days, your body, it's hard for your body to adjust. So I was incredibly sore, for about the first week or 2 of my Camino. Everything hurt. I didn't even know what it was that hurt, because everything hurt so much. But, it doesn't last forever. After about 7 days, or 7 or 10 days, your body starts to kind of adjust a little bit, and you get used to the idea of, you're waking up at 5 a.m. because, you got to get going because it's hot. And you don't want to, you don't want to be out at 3 in the afternoon. You want to be done by that point. So you wake up early, you walk for, 12 to 18 miles a day, and then you stop at an albergue and you spend the night. Your room could be anywhere from 3 or 4 people to 150 people. So it's a crazy experience because you're with so many different people and you meet so many different people along the way. But that first physical stage of the Camino was definitely very hard for me to adjust to. The second stage was the mental stage, and that lasted, I would say, the middle portion of my Camino. I didn't realize how difficult it was going to be mentally, because it was such a long trip. And if I had done the Camino for a week or, 2 weeks, I think it would have been much easier just to say, I'm going to be done soon. But it's a really long trip. And so I remember just thinking, oh my gosh, wow, I'm tired and I'm in a lot of pain, and I've got, 20 more days to go. And so that, just getting over that was really hard. But it doesn't last forever. And once I hit the halfway point of the Camino, I knew I was going to be okay. I knew it would be fine. And the last stage is the spiritual stage of the Camino. And of course, this is by far, my favorite part of the Camino. I just remember it was a hard trip spiritually too, because there weren't as many people that were walking the Camino for spiritual reasons. And so I kind of felt a little bit by myself, in that regard. But it was also really beautiful because God taught me a lot of lessons about myself, and, that I can do this, I can do hard things, and that every day I just have to get up and walk and just trust that He's going to take care of me. And that's the whole lesson of the Camino. And it's one that's kind of stuck with me, throughout the entire experience. I remember part of what made the Camino so special for me spiritually was that I knew that a lot of people were praying for me and that I had the opportunity to pray for them. So I said, you know, every day I would like say the rosary and I would say the Divine Mercy Chaplet. And it really just gave me the opportunity to carry a lot of people's intentions in my heart, which was really beautiful. It gave like the meaning and the purpose for my Camino. When I got to Santiago, I had confession at the Cathedral of St. James, and I got to see the tomb of St. James, and that was an amazing experience. It was so beautiful just to arrive and walk into the city and see, you know, all the people that I had walked with for so many days, and then just to know that like how incredibly blessed I was to have the opportunity to walk the Camino, and to be healthy enough to do the whole thing and to just make it. So I was so grateful for the entire experience. But yeah, it was awesome. It was so good. If you guys ever have any questions about walking it, let me know. I hope this helped just a little bit. I wish I could be there to explain a little bit more because it's hard to do it in a few minutes. But I hope you guys are doing well. I miss you all. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you sometime soon, maybe at graduation, maybe some other time. But know that I am praying for you all, even if I don't make it out to graduation. And I hope you're doing well. Take care. Bye.